in collecting, in beach cleaning. It's called Brand on the Beach. And it's very simple. It's a trick of identifying which one is the most popular brand found on the beach. So I give it over to Joe, who will tell you about their project.
Okay, thank you, Paul, and thank you everyone for coming. We've chosen a beach specifically because we found through our experience of doing cleanups, this beach is collecting rubbish that is locally produced. Most of the brands that we find on this beach come from Hong Kong, and they're very, very familiar to people within Hong Kong. Now, we focused on the plastic bottles because that is where we've seen the biggest number of identifiable brands. In 3 small cleanups, that's 3 mornings, 2 or 3 hours, over 3 months from December to now, we have found an astounding 1,112 plastic bottles on this very small beach, which is in the right of the north of Lama, in Patcock, facing Aberdeen and facing Port Fulau, so it faces Hong Kong Island. And no sooner do we clean up that this waste comes back again. So 1,112 bottles altogether. Of those, 761 were identifiable brands. And we've made a league table of the ones that we find most often. Now, the top 10, we have the winner by a long way, thank you, Roz, is Vita Water. We've picked up 178 plastic bottles.
There you go, the winner.
Vita Water. Now, the interesting thing about Vita Water is that we have also found this brand thrown off the pathways in Lama when there's been work being done by contractors. And so it's a very, very popular brand. Often we find, not only with Vita Water, but with other bottled water as well, that only 1 or 2 sips of water have been taken, and it's actually mostly a full bottle of water that has been thrown. Then second, we have Bon Aqua with 103 bottles, and third, Cool Water with 83 bottles altogether. We also have the runners-up, Hung Fook Tong, Watson's Water, Sebon Water, Coca-Cola, Lucozade, Minute Maid, and Nestle Iced Tea. That's the top 10, but we've also identified another 33 brands on the beach. So we will be continuing this activity through the year. Our next cleanup will be the 16th of April. If any of you want to come along, I'm sure we'll have just as much trash. This is the culmination of 6 weeks. And you can see the beach looks like a landfill. And there's Paul's neck of the woods right opposite.
I'm so glad you cleaned it up. It doesn't come to Port Fulau then.
So the idea is really to raise awareness. We want people to think about their habits. If you're going to buy bottled water, please think about where you put it when you finish with it. And the same goes for juice boxes, and the same goes for paint pots, silicone, polystyrene, everything else we find on the beach. Last cleanup, we even found a mattress. If you need to get rid of waste, please think about it. It's an enormous problem in Hong Kong, and we need people to start acting responsibly so we can all enjoy a cleaner environment. Thank you very much.
So, as deciding Hong Kong and living Lama, we have now this campaign called Pick It Up. So the Brand on the Beach is a great concept for people to get into. And we hope that more and more people in Hong Kong will not just throw waste away, but to start picking up waste throughout Hong Kong and make it fun. Create a Brand on the Beach campaign yourself in your own area and make it fun, so we can get Hong Kong clean. Most of the waste found in the water is waste that is being littered on the streets, and then it comes down with the rain into the water, and then it comes back on the beach. So we don't litter in the street, there won't be litter on the beach. Thank you. Questions?
Why do you think there's such a demand for rubbish? Do you think there's not enough rubbish bin on the island?
There are plenty of rubbish bins on the island. The problem is that people often don't use them. One of the other areas we've been looking at is the way that people toss waste down hillsides. And then very often we see the waste there. It's very, very difficult to access. And then from there, it can get blown into the sea. You only need a typhoon or some windy weather, and then it's washing up on our shores. There are plenty of bins around. It's the difficulty of getting people to use them.
Did you contact the brands about the recycling?
Not yet.
All the brands will be getting letters through the post, and as I say, as Paul says, he wants it to be positive. I would very much like it to be positive. We're not looking to name and shame. We're really asking for participation from everybody to positively do something to help solve this problem. Because complaining doesn't fix anything.
Pick it up yourself.
You need to be able to change habits and change.
We're going to ask the brands in the letters to see whether they can use their labeling to warn people not to, to dispose the litter properly. I mean, use the packaging to educate people. Ideally, people like Café de Corral and McDonald's could help too. They stop cleaning up the tables and ask people to bring the litter to the cleaning station. We have to get into an education that people are being taught to pick things up rather than don't litter. I think we all gotta just clean up, pick up, and then the city will be better for everybody. Okay, you're smiling. You like this? Yeah. Good. Tell us.